It's party time!
Viva Pinata, filled with fun.
Filled with fun!
Don't enjoy them all. Viva Pinata, filled with fun.
Filled with fun!
Viva Pinata, don't be enjoy.
Carl and Damon here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it's They Made What into a TV series. You know what it is, Viva Pinata, episode number 11. Are you sick of that track yet?
I don't even listen anymore.
But you must hear part of it when you like it or not.
I hear about a second before I quickly know exactly what time I've got to
It's just about almost a minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Almost a minute,
Yeah,
yes.
every time.
This, of course, is the Viva Pinata TV show, episode number 11, and the two segments are On a Sour Note and Pig Out Mountain, airing on November 11th for the first part and November 18th for the second part. We begin with segment 1, On a Sour Note. The pinatas are bored. Preach, baby, preach. There's nothing to do. Kind of how I'm feeling watching it.
Yeah.
Hudson thinks they should watch him tan. Fergie is reading from a table of contents in a hardware catalogue. Good jokes. Like that.
Yeah.
That silliness made me laugh. Franklin shows them an entertainment magazine and they admire the rock stars in the pages. Les is trying to get their attention with his drum kit, but no one pays Les any attention, remember. Of course, Fergie thinks he comes up with the idea of starting a band. It's this one, they're going to start a band. Paulie dismisses it as A, they don't have any instruments, B, they don't have any talent. Basically, they don't know how to play instruments. But that won't stop Fergie, who suggests Les plays bass. I did like that.
Yeah,
Les has got a drum kit, he's trying to get their all attention. It's like, Les can play bass.
Yep.
Completely the opposite thing. After we see them setting up their band, having found numerous instruments, and they attempt to play rock and roll, but they suck. It's quite bad.
It is, yeah.
They realise this is a terrible idea, but then they hear a great voice outside. They go out and find a sour profiterole. Fergie wants to make him their singer and calls him Pierce. Okay.
Yep.
Its attempt to eat the mic is used by Fergie, and the rest stop playing, creating a kind of punk rock sound.
Yep.
They are now convinced to have a band, provided they can keep Pierce in control, because obviously he's a sour profiterole, so he's wild and uncontrollable. When we come back, they're doing pretty well and getting popular. They're called Rock Candy. Good pun.
Yeah, good point, yeah.
The only problem is Pierce, he's just too wild. I get the joke, do you know what I mean? Like, he's wild because he's a sour profiterole,
Yep.
but also
A rocker, yeah.
a rock star's, can be quite wild. A big show is coming up, most have had enough, so they quit. Franklin manages to talk them all into playing the big show first. They are giving the band one more chance and the promise of Franklin ensuring that everything goes okay. Oh, I wonder if it will. Franklin gets a limo to take them to the show, but Pierce steals it and goes on a joyride. He is out of control.
Yep.
Pierce ends up crashing the limo into the community pool, which I did laugh is just a wading pool.
Yes.
In an attempt to make Pierce feel better, they feed him toadstools, but that causes Pierce to lose his sourness and then in turn losing his rock style. He becomes like a bit of a poshy, if you want to call it that. A Tory. Yeah. Before the show, they attempt to practice with him, but he can't bring it anymore. He's not got the energy, he's not got the vibe, he's not got the rock star feel. Franklin tries to show Pierce how to do it, and in doing so proves he can actually do it too. Edward suggests that he now takes on the role of the singer. They take to the stage, and the crowd love it. And that's it. That's about all you're going to get.
Yep.
You will hear that song over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, I do find it quite cute and amusing, the idea of like the rock star singer kind of thing. But this problem with this segment is it doesn't go anywhere. Just like, oh, Frank can do it, and that's it.
Caught my attention for a couple of minutes, the episode in there, but other than that, it was a very, very poor episode.
It's nothing special.
Nope.
Segment 2, Pig Out Mountain. Paulie and Fergie are being chased down by Langston to be sent to a party. It's party stuff again. They run off and hide in the cave, but they can't get away from him. Eventually, they end up in a busy restaurant and run into Rory Rashberry. He talks to them about Pig Out Mountain, the supposed location of a great bounty of food. So it's one of these dream places. Fergie thinks it'd be a great place to basically go and live, and ensure if he's there, he can never be sent to a party. Paulie is less sure, but mainly because he doesn't think Rory is a good source of information. Kind of thinks basically he talks shit.
Yeah.
His point being proved by Rory trying to eat soup with a hammer. Okay, that was quite funny. Fergie agrees, but the arrival of Langston is enough for Fergie to insist Rory take him to the mountain. Having packed up, Fergie meets up with Rory and his gang. Paulie says his goodbyes, but Rory insists that Paulie come and be Fergie's climbing buddy. He doesn't have much of a choice, and they start to make their way up the snowy mountain. And as the journey goes on, Paulie and Fergie realise that Rory and his gang are downright dangerous to be around.
Yes.
They're basically very blasé about the dangers they face, and it's kind of a series of comical things where Paulie and Fergie are in danger, but the raspberries are just kind of having fun with it.
Yep.
You know? Paulie has had enough and starts to head back as Fergie tries to convince him to finish the journey. But they have a new problem. Polly Bear. Yeah, I said it. So they have to pretend to be raspberries as it doesn't like to eat them. Okay. They do get past it, but the difficult journey continues and Paulie gets mocked for his request to take a break. An avalanche is the final straw as they get covered in snow, but emergent they see they're almost at the top, so kind of decide to carry on. I wanted a cliffhanger joke here, right?
Yeah, could have been good, yeah.
Arriving at the top, they find an insane bounty of food. But it is Viva Pinata, and nothing ever works out like it should.
Yep.
When they start to eat, they realise the food is disgusting. It's garbage.
Yeah.
It's that kind of food. The kind of food a pig would like,
Yep.
which is what the raspberries really are. Paulie is furious, and it ends with him whipping Fergie in an interesting way to end the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better than the first, because there is some comedy with the raspberries, Rory and his gang and how they act. Very blasé about all the dangers they're facing. A little bit obnoxious at times as
Yep.
well. But yeah, again, there's nothing special here. Nothing that memorable.
Better than the first, but I'm getting sick and tired of this party story now. And it seems to be heading forward that it's going to be a constant, and I know it is going forward. Exactly. So
That's what I'm oofing, is because it ain't. You can almost tell they're running ideas, and the one thing they seem to fall back on is Fergie parties.
Yep.
Fergie doesn't want to go to parties. Let's make a story out of that.
It makes me miss the bloody crystal coconut.
It does, it does to a certain degree. I guess part of the problem is because as well, this feels way more random than Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
And it isn't always, because you're doing two segments, you might do one and enjoy that, but the second you can't guarantee you will.
Yeah.
Or you might get two poor segments in a row. And if we're doing several videos at once, you're talking like four segments in a row. And after you've just done two ones where you're like, you're kind of like, I've got to do two more.
We've done, 11 episodes so far?
Yeah, that's 22 segments.
We might have only had maybe 5 or 6 decent ones.
Yeah. I do wonder if it may be too much to do to rank segments, because that would be, I think, 104. It's too many. It's too many. But we'll find a way to do some sort of tier ranking regarding Viva Pinata when we get to the end.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah, this is where you kind of notice the weakness in the storytelling. And truth be told, it ain't going to get much better. That's season 1, episode 11, on a sour note on Pig Out Mountain. You got any thoughts on this? You know what to do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?